Let's keep it moment to moment, living on the edge of a dream. I'll wake you up in the morning with the sun coming over the east. As long as we're together, it's enough for me. It doesn't matter where we are, home is where the heart is. It doesn't matter where we are, home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is.
Hello everyone, how are you all doing? So I'm sure you can tell by the title of this video that I'm going to talk about the current forest fires that are in British Columbia, my home province. So it is pretty wild here. Things are definitely getting out of control. Our fire season started about a month ago in June when we went through that crazy heat wave. There was a town, it's called Lytton, BC, and they recorded the highest temperature Canada has ever experienced. It was 49.6 degrees, I believe. And then a day later, or a couple days later, that town burned down. 90% of that town burned down within 20 minutes. The locals hardly had any time to evacuate. It's absolutely tragic. And unfortunately, 2 of them lost their lives. So that was our kickstart of fire season. And now everything is just pretty much out of control. I live in the Shuswap. I live in Salmon Arm. I am pretty much surrounded by fires. I don't know if you know where everywhere is, but you can definitely look on a map. You can look into news about these forest fires. There is one in Sicamous that has evacuated a portion of the town. There's one in Three Valley Gap that has evacuated some people. There's another fire in Seymour Arm that has evacuated a portion of the town. The Kamloops area is hit the hardest this year with the forest fires. It just seems to not stop. It is honestly crazy. The smoke is so thick. So naturally I wanted to do an image with this. There was a mountain that's on fire that I can kind of access with it being totally safe and not in the way of any firefighters. So I went out to Three Valley Gap very early in the morning, around 5-6 a.m. The sun had already risen, but the light and the atmosphere was still very beautiful because of all the smoke, but devastating at the same time. So you can see the thumbnail is this image I'm going to show you. This is what I created. I visioned this before I went out there and shot. I know how the mountains look at this lake, and I knew a shot of me walking right in between them would have been good. I wasn't sure what I was going to get for light, the conditions. Obviously you show up, you don't know what it's going to be, but I was really surprised and happy that the sun was lined up just perfectly in these mountains. As you can see in the video footage, the sun is off to the right a little bit, and I did actually Photoshop the sun back, but it was there. It was just a little bit earlier. Like, the sun moves pretty quickly, and you know, while you're just filming and you're taking images, the sun is moving and moving, but it was there. It did happen at one point, and that is when I was trying to take all of my images. So in Photoshop, I slightly moved the sun back over to the left. I went with a middle horizon for this image because of the reflection, and the water was just so calm. I made sure that when I walked out into the water, my head did not cut above that horizon line, and I paired it with the yellow dress because I think that it works really well with the overall atmosphere of the scene and the warmth from the fires. It just blends really nicely together. I'm actually pretty happy with how this image turned out. It's a sad image. British Columbia is my home. I'm super sad that it is burning down, so there's definitely a connection to it, some meaning to it for me. I do have a shot with me facing forward. I'm going to share that a little bit later down the road, but I was talking to Ben and we were like, which shot actually tells more of a story? And his opinion, and I agree with him, is that me walking into the water with my back facing the camera is far more effective for this shot. Very grateful that some Mexican firefighters just arrived to help us battle this, and I'm going to say we are not looking good for the summer. We don't have a very good forecast. It seems like there's no rain that is going to be coming anytime soon. So we're obviously going to see how these fires unfold for Canada. It is by far our worst fire season that we have ever experienced. It's very, very sad and unfortunate. I am in the camper still. I have AC, which is really good. I have something that helps me clean the air. Ollie is doing well, and since I don't have much, I just live in a camper, I can leave at any moment's notice, and I have things ready to go just in case. Also wanted to talk about something else in this video because maybe this all blends together. You know, my home here is burning down and I'm trying to move to another country in Australia. So, Australia, what is going on with that? Well, I don't want to talk too much about it because I'll either get frustrated, I'll start crying, or who knows what. I have my own opinion about the borders being closed, but I love Australia. I'm super excited to move there, and me and Ben are doing well despite being separated for this length of time that just seems to go on and on forever with no plan in sight. We are one couple amongst thousands of couples that are separated, families that are separated, parents with children, the list goes on and on. It is very, very sad. And I will say, being in this situation, it seems like a simple thing to say, just wait it out. And obviously that's what everybody is doing, but mentally it affects you, physically it affects you, in every way it affects your life. I will say that me and Ben are absolutely doing wonderful. I love him. I love that man so much, and I know he loves me. And over this course of time, and I know that I'll know this down the road as well, and it will show in our relationship, but what we are going through, what we are facing, has not happened since like world wars way back in the day, but being separated and going through this has grown the friendship in our relationship. He is my best friend. I cannot imagine going through this with anybody else. And we have learned how to communicate in such a healthy way, because that's all we have is communication. And just overall, our relationship has actually blossomed to be really healthy, and we make a great team. Like, there's just this understanding between he and I, like, we've got this. We're going through this together. There's no option but to get through this, and we're doing it. I think I get the most sad when his kids ask me when I'm coming, because they're little and they just obviously don't really understand. His daughter is 12. She's almost 13. She obviously knows about the pandemic, and I can talk to her about like the government and things like that and try and explain as best as I can. But it's sad when she asks me if I'm going to be able to be there for her 13th birthday. And I just have the same questions that she does. Why can't I just quarantine? I'm willing to pay. I'm fully vaccinated. There's many of us that are willing to pay. Just wish that there was some sort of help to get through this and get on moving with your life. For all of us in this position, if you are in love with someone in another country, it's almost like you're being punished for it. It really, really is annoying, because anybody could have been in this situation. One of the most annoying things is that it just affects your career as well. So I am building this, but I'm going to move it over to Australia. I'm fortunate that like internationally I can still build it, which is amazing, and that definitely helps me. But I'm really ready to start living my life, and so is Ben, and we want to live our life together. We've chosen to be together, and we want to be together. It's very frustrating. It's like, I'm happy, definitely happy and grateful that I have him in my life, but it's frustrating that we cannot be together yet. We definitely have patience, but I think that we've been required to have patience for far too long now. I miss him a lot. I just miss many, many things. I'm very, very excited to see him again. We have a pretty good routine to get through this right now. Honestly, we have like a way that we talk, available times that we talk. We have both made sacrifices for each other. Totally worth it. He is worth it to me, and of course I am worth it to him. Anyways, we're getting through this. We are going to see each other again. I cannot wait, but that is the update on Australia. Me and Ben are hanging in. We are staying strong, but I just can't get over there yet. So as always, at the end of this video, I'm going to share some images, and I'm going to share some ones from British Columbia with you, just what I've taken over the years of my landscape photography. It's a beautiful place. I'm very sad that my home is burning down. Let's just hope that and pray that this unfolds in a good way and things start getting better soon for British Columbia. Please subscribe if you like this video and give it a thumbs up, because it helps me grow like you wouldn't even believe, and you're helping me out, and again, I really, really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Doesn't matter where we are, home is
where the heart is. It doesn't matter where we are. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the